thank you all very much. Doc Angel and Sherry have been good friends of mine now for a couple of years. I've actually stayed and slept in this house on a number of different occasions. And when I came in this afternoon, Sherry said, "Adam, you have to promise me one thing." And I said, "Well, what's that?" She said, "Well, we need to do this once a year because I have gotten more out of James working around the house in the last 2 weeks than I have in the 2 years we've been here." And Sherry, all I've got to say, dear, is I'm game as you are. What a crowd. I mean, y'all do know that I'm running for state auditor, right? I don't have any appointments to the Racing Commission. No ability to give out contracts unless you're a CPA, and from what I'm told, the hourly rate is shamefully low. But thank all of you for being here. This is very special. It's special for me for a lot of reasons. I have always loved this part of Kentucky. The number one reason is because you all know how to say Edelen. And thanks to your generosity, everybody in the whole state's going to be able to say Edelen come next May and come next November. But we're starting this campaign here in this part of the country because my family started in this part of the country. They've since moved on to Meade County, but my roots run deep here. And the ability to be with people who are committed to their community, who know what it's like to believe in faith and family, are exactly the kind of people that I want to be associated with as we launch this campaign. So I don't believe that every fundraiser we're going to have, Elmer, is going to be as successful as this one, certainly in terms of the quality of the people. But let me say that in terms of the people you send to elected of office, and you've got a number of them here. You've got a couple of judges, a mayor from over in Bardstown. This is a great part of the state with a uniquely Kentucky quality of life. And that's something to be protected. It's something to be celebrated. And it's these kind of values that I intend to take with me to Frankfort as your state auditor. Now, folks, my story is a uniquely Kentucky story. My mother had me 2 months shy of her 17th birthday. My dad made a living building grain bins. And by the numbers, a kid like me never had a chance. Not a chance. But I had two things going for me. One, I had parents who sacrificed and gave me every opportunity they could to see me along in life. And second, maybe most importantly, I was born in Kentucky, a place where potential is always more important than position. And that's the kind of spirit and value system that I'm going to take to Frankfort, because in both my career in business as a senior business executive, as my career in state government as one of the highest appointed officials in the Beshear administration, I have committed my life to two things. One, Jerry, is the creation of world-class schools that our kids deserve. Two is about creating an economy that provides for everybody willing to work. But a state like Kentucky, our ability to make investments in people, whether it be world-class schools or whether it be the job training programs and incentive programs that help develop our economy, we're limited in our ability to make investments in those areas because we're a poor state. And a poor state cannot embrace or even tolerate waste, fraud, abuse, or worse than that, a culture of low expectations. So what you're going to get in me as your state auditor is somebody who has a passion for protecting every tax dollar to make sure that it's invested in kids like me. Because the fact of the matter is, when you're trying to compete with India and China, and we all want to make sure our young people have the ability to realize the American dream right here in communities like Lebanon, we can't waste a single dollar, because there's no such thing as a throwaway kid in a global economy. That is my passion. The opportunity to go to work and be your watchdog for every single tax dollar, to make sure that we're investing in them wisely, to make sure that we're investing in schools, to make sure that we're investing in health care, to make sure that we're investing in job creation. These are the keys to our future. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks to your support tonight, I believe that I'm going to have a big role in writing the history of our future. Because we're living in difficult times. We're living in culturally significant times. We're living in a time that 40 or 50 years from now, our children and grandchildren are going to write about the kind of leadership we provided when we needed to do it the most. I know that history doesn't grade on a curve. And I'm confident that when the history of this generation is written, it will record that we got it right when we most needed to. That we made that we began to lift the expectations for public officials, that we fought off corruption, that we fought off waste, that we elected the kind of leadership that's passionate about the future of the state and is passionate about making investments in our people. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a young man. I'm a young Kentuckian. If you give me the chance to serve you, I'll make you proud. The fact that you're here tonight when you could be doing almost anything else, although nobody's going to believe that James killed as many animals as he has. When we came up with the idea of having it over here, I said, well, gosh, Elmer, people pay $100 just come over and see James' game room. But the fact of the matter is the issues that confront us. Now, I'm a good Democrat. I want you to know that. But the issues that confront this generation, that confront this county, this Commonwealth, this country, are not Republican or Democrat issues. The fact that we have so many prominent Republicans here tonight and so many prominent Democrats, I think is a testament to the kind of campaign that we're going to run. One that says, Republican or Democrat, we're less interested in party than we are moving Kentucky forward. We're about making investments in the next generation. We're about delivering a government that is as good as its people. If you give me that chance, I'll make you proud. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.